TruckWin does have the ability to import your fuel and cash advances, basically anything that's pushed through a fuel card. TruckWin can import that information into the system for you. It can attach it to the driver and to a particular trip if you would like, and also make the correct general ledger information. Now TruckWin knows when you do the import if that driver is considered a company driver or an owner-operator, and it will treat that fuel accordingly. For example, if it's for a company driver, that fuel, of course, is going to be the expense of the company. Now, if it's an owner-operator, it's going to set up a receivable to get that money back, because the owner-operator owes you back for that fuel, and it should not actually hit your fuel expense account. So I'm going to show you how to import. In my example, I have an EFS file, but I'll show you the different companies that we do integrate with. So I'm going to go to Dispatch. And also this is assuming that you have gone into your driver list and entered in the card numbers. And that video for that is under the Setting Up videos. So if you click on Advanced System and go down to Import Fuel Card Advances, you can see we've got T-Check, TCH, ComData, Fleet One, EFS, and a few others. So most of your larger fuel card companies are covered here. And the file I have is an EFS file, so I'm going to do Import EFS File. And we will need to browse out to where that file is located. And that file is either sent to you via email from the fuel card company, or it may be that you had to download that file off of their website. Each company is going to be a little different, and you will have to contact that particular fuel card company and tell them that you want to import your fuel into your software program, and they will set you up with a raw data file. Questions on that, you can always call in. But I have that file saved under, let me find it here. So this file here is my fuel purchases that I had downloaded from EFS. I'm going to hit open, and it gives me my path, and I hit continue. And this is the screen you're going to see. It's got the card number, and that's going to match up with the card number that you entered into your driver list. Then it's going to match it up to give you your driver ID and the tractor number. The column that says trip number, you can click. By default it says non-trip. If you want to tie this fuel to a particular trip, so when you print settlements it shows the fuel along with all the trip information, you would click on non-trip in this drop down here, and all the trips that are available for you to attach fuel to are listed, and you would simply double click on it and choose that trip number. So assigning it to a trip number is one option. The other option is to leave it on non-trip, and what that's going to do when you hit post advances on this screen, it's going to create a brand new trip number in revenue settlements or payroll, for example, if it was a cash advance. And it would start with an NTA, which stands for non-trip advance, and it would list them all separately and not tie them to a particular trip number. So there's no right or wrong way. It's just however you want to process it. And if I scroll over, I can show you the information that comes across. You can see where the fuel was purchased, how many gallons, the amount of the fuel, any fees. You can see in this file there's some repairs. There's also a couple cash advances. If there was any DEF purchases, those would be listed also. And so then the final step, once you've gone through and added trip numbers if you need to, would be to click on the button that says Post Advances. And as soon as you click on that, that's when TruckWin is going to send that fuel information into fuel tax for you. And then it's also, if you chose to attach it to a trip, it'll tie it to that trip, and it'll show up in revenue settlements to collect back. If it's company fuel, it's going to bypass payroll, but any type of cash advance that a company driver has would show up in payroll. And that is all there is to doing a fuel import.